What is the worst part of flying? If you imagine that you're starting out at your house and you end up at your final destination, whatever it is, what is the worst part of the flying experience? I want you to keep that in your mind because I came across a story that I thought was so funny, and I hope that you find it interesting as well. Let's talk about it. Welcome everyone. I'm Mark. Thanks for joining me here today. Before we get started, I was just out walking. I'm kind of hot and I want to try this. By the way, they're not a sponsor. This is just something that recently on the Average Meat channel, we went to Sprecher Brewery and I picked this up. It's Wisconsin Maple Root Beer. And I wanted to see what it tasted like. So I've got my Sprecher's glass here. That's a glass that they would provide to you when you went on the tour. And we're going to see what this root beer tastes like. I'm sure it's going to be refreshing just simply because I'm really hot right now. But there we go. Let's give this a try. Well, of course, it's delicious. It is Sprecher's root beer. It's creamy, it's rich, it's very sweet. I have to say, I don't detect much of a difference between their traditional root beer and the maple root beer. Nope, I don't notice a difference, but maybe my palate just isn't sensitive enough. All right, let's get started. What did I see here that I thought was so interesting I wanted to share with you? The headline reads, "Airport offering flights to nowhere for people who want the illusion of travel." You can't make this stuff up. And the subhead says only 60 were chosen for the half-day airplane trips that will continue for 2 weeks. If your favorite part of taking a trip is going through the airport, then you're in luck. A Taiwanese airport has created an experience for TSA-starved travelers to check in for a flight, go through security, and then board the aircraft and sit. I don't know about you, but for me, the most stressful, the most undesirable part of travel is all of that. Checking in, getting to the airport in the first place, going through TSA, the scrutiny of security, getting to your gate, making sure that you're not getting there late. All of that is the stressful part. Getting on a plane and sitting back and relaxing with a soft drink? That's the relaxing part. Being on the plane, watching a movie for an hour and a half, that's the fun part. Why in the world would someone pay for the experience to go through the stressful part of flying? But let's go on and read the rest of this. Taipei's Songshan Airport began offering passengers a trip to nowhere in early July and received about 7,000 interested guests. That's amazing. 7,000 people wanted to do this. Only 60 out of those 7,000 were chosen from the pool for the half-day airplane trips that will continue the next couple of weeks. So maybe more of those 7,000 will get on. I have an idea why they're doing this, and I'll get to that in a minute. Taiwan has encouraged citizens not to travel internationally unless in cases of emergency. Those who were selected for the phony flight received boarding passes and continued through the typical security process as if they were traveling international. And I can tell you, international travel is not fun. That is not the enjoyable fun part of flying. Once through, guests gathered at their gate where they waited to board a China Airlines plane, Taiwan's major carrier. Those who took part in the gimmick practiced social distancing and wore their mandated masks as they talked with flight attendants and admired the new safety measures the airport had installed due to coronavirus. Taiwan reacted swiftly to the COVID-19 outbreak with border closures. The self-governed island off mainland China has had 7 coronavirus-related deaths. And I think that last sentence is actually at the heart of what they're doing here. I think what this really was a test for the airline. I believe that they were going through the security measures in order to test new things that they put in place. And it was a good test run for them. And I don't know if they charge people for this. It doesn't say so, but I would imagine so. On the other hand, maybe for people who have been quarantined and locked in their house, just getting out of the house to do something, it's worthwhile. To me, I'm thinking I do enough of this in my life. During normal times, I'm flying on average about 4 flights a week. And getting to the airport, going through security, all of that is not enjoyable for me. It's rather mundane, but I guess for people who don't routinely fly, that might be another reason. Maybe they just say, hey, what's this like? I want to find out. I'm going to be planning on traveling when this is all over, and I've never done this before, so this might be a safe way of doing it and not worry about missing my flight, for example. I don't know. What ideas do you have? I think this is just crazy. I find it amusing and humorous, but it might be there for a reason, and I suspect that reason, as I said, is to put the airlines and the airport through a test run. Leave your comments down below. As always, I encourage you to like and share the videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe by clicking my face and ring the bell icon up above. That way you'll know when I post new videos. Thanks for watching, everyone.